Blue Beetle, issue 1, written by Keith Giffen and art by Scott Collins.
Speaking of banter,
Yeah, speaking of, yeah, this is probably the most bantery book
yeah.
DC's got right now. Sometimes, like, do you know how when I were talking about All Star Batman like 2 weeks ago, and I was saying how
Hmm.
sometimes I had to reread like a couple of the speech bubbles because I didn't really quite get what the hell they were
Yep.
saying. I almost have to do that here, but not in the same way. They're
Because it's
being
moving so
Yeah,
fast,
they're being so
right?
witty and they're quick, they're
Mhm.
rapid fire like responses off each other that sometimes I'm like, wait, what was that a
Yep.
response to? Oh, it was that bubble? Okay, like,
Yep.
it's making me really try and like, it's keeping me on my toes. I'm really having to pay attention to the
So,
dialogue in this.
have you read much Giffen before?
I don't think so, no.
Okay, because that's what he's known for. Him and J.M. de Matthias. Matthias, I can't ever say that guy's last name. It's a strange one, but like I can't believe it's not the Justice League, and I'm trying to think of some of the other ones. Metal Men, they worked on together. It's very rapid fire and quick like that.
Not cool.
So yeah, it's very enjoyable. And here too, not much happens, but you definitely by the time the issue's over
It
have an
doesn't.
understanding of the relationship between the Beatles.
Yeah, it doesn't. It doesn't. I feel like there's two big things that happen here. We get some more of the high school
Yeah.
stuff, and we get some of the split
Yep.
Paco and his female friend.
Crap. I
Well,
don't. Brenda.
we'll know next time.
Brenda. Yeah.
But like their banter where they're constantly insulting each other and stuff's great.
Uh,
But the two big story things that happen is that Jaime is having dreams of like Doctor Fate fighting some sort of scarab, in the past. The
Yeah.
looks of it, it looks like ancient Egypt or whatever, and he's fighting this
Mhm.
scarab. And at this point, he doesn't know that Doctor Fate went to see Ted. So later on in the issue, when he's in the middle of a fight with this big guy, Ted just drops in. Oh, and by the way, Doctor Fate dropped by. We should probably talk about that. He's like, "What, Doctor Fate?"
Yeah.
So that was really fun, and it sets up like, oh, what's this? What's Doctor Fate's involvement with this scarab that obviously was hinted at last
Yep.
issue? Like it continues that on a little bit, and we set up this the posse, which is like almost like a street gang of
Mhm.
supervillains.
Oh,
The
metahumans.
or meta
Because
humans, yeah.
Ted's like, well, just because they're a gang doesn't mean they're bad. And I'm like, yeah, I've interacted with them. They're kind of bad, you know.
Yeah, because
So there's definitely more than's going on.
yeah, because Ted's trying to use them to get information and track things
Yeah.
down, and they show
Yeah.
up at the end in costume, and
Yep.
presumably Jaime's maybe going to have to stand his ground and say no.
Yeah. So, but yeah, definitely you're saying it's very witty. There's a crack that they make it how everyone's afraid of Jaime's mom, and so his friends and stuff are just like, "You're gonna let him get away with that? You wouldn't let us get away with that." So, I also love that Cord's doing a career day thing. Being he's like fully Tony Starking out.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah. He's here and
and
giving the speech, and like I love how it cuts to a panel of Jaime like just sitting
uh,
in the crowd, being like, "Of course he's here. Of course he won't stay out of my
of
life."
course, yep. And so I love that. I love having Ted Cord back in this version of him. Because he was gone far too long.
No,
So yeah,
no, Blue Beetle's a lot of fun. It's one of those things where I never really read Blue Beetle before
nope,
Rebirth,
me
and
neither.
I'm being drawn into it. It's
Yep,
doing its own thing. It's the only book out of the whole lot that's high school based. That's it's a
it's
reluctant
almost
teenager.
their Ultimate Spider-Man. You know?
Yeah, almost, but obviously part of the world, and I'm sure
Yeah. Yep.
we'll see how that affects things as we go on. But no, so Blue Beetle issue 1 was good yet again, much like the Rebirth issue.